Alright, peace, Hannah. This is part two, I'm saying, well, quarter two of your first session. And in this quarter, I'm going to be more focused on the notes that I wrote for you. And I'm going to let them be like the outline. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's just allow the notes to load. Okay, so we're gonna start off by talking about we are gonna start by talking about your chart ruler, which I previously mentioned is the moon. So your chart ruler is the moon. So I have it written as the cosmic mother, you know what I'm saying? The cosmic mother. Now you have Aquarius, your moon in Aquarius, 4 degrees in the 7th house, you know what I'm saying? And so this is like the deacon of originality slash individuality, you know what I'm saying? But primarily originality. Because Aquarius, this is like the most Aquarian deacon, you know what I'm saying? Aquarius is a sign that deals with outside of the box things, it deals with alternative, unconventional, untraditional things. So what this would mean here, right, with you having your moon in Aquarius in the 7th house, it's an indication that you're supposed to be in a mothering energy that's unconventional and untraditional. Simultaneously, the 7th house is a house that deals with partnerships and relationships, personal, intimate relationships. It doesn't always have to be romantic, but it always has to be personal, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that, you know what I'm saying, you have a child who is very unconventional, you know what I'm saying, like he is most obviously, right, most definitely meant to be there and here for you, you know what I'm saying, in the sense that when it comes to Aquarius, we should understand, is the last air sign, you know what I'm saying. It signifies the highest intelligence, but at the same time it signifies through Uranus, you know what I'm saying, like alien energies, things that, alright, so getting into Aquarius, right, through Uranus. Uranus is a very unconventional planet. It deals with alien energies. It's considered a satellite. And it's all about bringing in foreign energies, you know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, your motherly journey is very different and very unconventional and just very alien, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, this is like how you're supposed to, like, download certain codes, you know what I'm saying, and integrate those codes into your being. And I say like that because the moon deals with the mind, right? A lot of astrologers would say that Mercury is the mind, but they don't know what they're talking about. Mercury is only one faculty of the mind. The moon is actually the mind, you know what I'm saying? The subconscious mind specifically. And so, real quick, to take a couple steps back. With you having your moon in Aquarius, this is an indication that you have a very unconventional mind. You're very open-minded, and it's very interesting how Aquarius plays out, because these are people that are open-minded and they're willing to explore and tap into new energies, but simultaneously Aquarius is fixed air, you know what I'm saying, which sometimes can play out as stubbornness. They can be mentally stubborn in their way of thinking. So it's like they're open and receptive to exploring new things, but once they make up their mind on certain ideologies and certain concepts, then they're rigid about it. And this kind of has to do with their desire for individuality and uniqueness and originality. The way that they attain these energies of being unique and original and independent is through isolating their way of thinking from others, you know what I'm saying? In the sense that when you think of Aquarius, right, it's fixed air. And so air is fixated when it's separated, you know what I'm saying? So you can kind of think of like an air that is in a balloon. You know what I'm saying? The balloon is like that concrete energy that's separating the air internally from the air externally. So this can mean like being like a black sheep, you know what I'm saying? Just having always had this very unconventional way of thinking. And that is actually a superpower for you to embrace 100%. And also, you need to embrace alternative ways of parenting, you know what I'm saying? Alternative ways of parenting and nurturing and taking care of, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, anyways, this is very much Aquarian energy. Aquarius is like moon and Aquarius individuals. Alright, so the thing about the moon is it signifies how you are nurtured, but also how you render nurturing to others. So with you having your moon in Aquarius, Aquarius, one of its deacons is the deacon of repression, you know what I'm saying? Another deacon is the deacon of idealism, right? Because Aquarius is going to be very, not ideal, I think it's invention, no, inspiration. So Aquarius makes way for the deacon of inspiration, the deacon of inspiration, originality, and repression. So repression, originality, and inspiration. You know what I'm saying? So when the moon goes into Aquarius, because Aquariuses, they can be very detached emotionally. This can play out through an energy of detachment, but through repression, like through ignoring certain emotions. And I think I kind of touched about this earlier on the first session, where I was talking about how Aquariuses, they're a logical sign, right? They're an air sign, so they may not completely understand how to process and work with emotions, you know what I'm saying? So they're like, F the emotion. I would rather just continue to push forward with what I know is practical and realistic and grounded, you know what I'm saying? Like the Aquarius energy dynamic, because it's also connected to Saturn, they can be realists, right? They can be realists to the point where they can have this unknowing tendency of shutting shooting down other people's dreams, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, they might want to play out this unique and original energy, and they even might want to be inspiring. But then when it comes to other people's perceptions and concepts and ideas, Aquariuses may just have this like reptilian-like energy, because it's connected to Saturn, and it's an air sign, so it's very dry. So what I would recommend here is essentially, first and foremost, learning to open yourself up more to your emotions and more to your emotions, right? You have your moon as your chart ruler and your ascendant in Cancer. So this is an indication that you most definitely have a capacity to feel the emotions. And I would recommend you sitting, because it's your ascendant, which is your first house. So I would recommend like you learning to sit with yourself, right? And becoming your own mother and learning to nurture your own being. I say that because, like when the moon is in Aquarius, alright, so Aquarius, through, the energies of Saturn, can also deal with neglect and abandonment, like just detaching. So this can be an indication, like with you having your moon in Aquarius, that your mother, like even if she was there, she might have been more concerned and more entangled with social affairs, you know what I'm saying, and trying to connect with the world outside, or maybe more concerned with pursuing her own aspirations and dreams and desires and her own freedom, rather than concerning herself with you. So with the moon and Aquarius, it can kind of be this energy of being like traumatized from birth or abandoned at birth, you know what I'm saying? Where your childhood energy, your upbringing energy is very like, from the beginning you had to learn to be self-reliant and self-resilient and stick to yourself. But because it's in the 7th house, it's a very interesting energy, because the seventh house is the house of Libra, which is the sign of marriage, right? So it's all about unifying, connecting with others, you know what I'm saying? But Aquarius is the least interpersonal. I hope I'm saying that right. Or just, not, rather than saying interpersonal, I'll say personal. Aquarius is the least personal air sign, you know what I'm saying? They deal with the connecting of like their networks, you know what I'm saying? Connecting with people rather than, rather than connecting with people one-on-one. So this may be your weak point, right? Where it's like, where you need to learn to make one-on-one personal relationships, you may find yourself trying to bring in other energies, you know what I'm saying, that your network that you're connected to. So like the best way to explain this, like, and this is not per se completely you, not completely you, but one way that this energy can play out, like Aquarius in the seventh house, is like finding yourself in a love triangle. You know what I'm saying? Or like not understanding how to integrate with personal relationships, or not completely being aware of how to receive affection, you know what I'm saying? But being more so rigid and cold, and more so the psychologist who wants to understand, figure people out, rather than just flowing and allowing a person to, like, flowing and compromising even, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the energy of Aquarius can be pretty controlling, you know what I'm saying? It can be pretty controlling, and it can have like a desire to want to lead, and when I say that, I mean not so much lead others, but lead itself, to the detriment where it may not completely be comfortable just being vulnerable and giving itself to another person. Okay, so so this is gonna be a very short recording reading, because but yeah, so that's like Aquarius in the seventh house. Saturn is ruling over your seventh house, right? Saturn is ruling over your seventh house, but not through Aquarius, through Capricorn. So this just an indication of like playing it safe when it comes to relationships. I'm pretty sure, especially also because of that wounded energy that took place with your mother. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like just being very conscientious. Yeah, just being very conscientious, and maybe not completely having like, okay, hold on. Just looking at your chart right now to gather my thoughts. Yeah, so just being conscientious, you know what I'm saying, and not completely having trust 100% in the energies of relationships that you get into. And this may possibly just be also a little bit on your behalf, on your fault. Like you have Neptune in the seventh house, you know what I'm saying? It's important that you learn to take advantage and take control of your ability to imaginate, you know what I'm saying? And don't just let that fantasy play out, but learn to create, because it's all about utility, right? Because you have Neptune and Capricorn is your chart, your seventh house cusp. So what this means is that you may have had many experiences in the past where you may have been used, or where you may feel like you should use that person. But what I would recommend is like using that Neptune energy, which is Neptune in the seventh house, to create and formulate like the perfect partner, you know what I'm saying, the perfect lover. Because Neptune, right, through Pisces, and you also have Venus and Pisces, Venus in the 12th house. Your Venus is in Gemini, but your Venus is in the 12th house, you know what I'm saying? This can kind of sum up, because this is the house of bondage, this is can kind of play out somewhat as an energy of like, yeah, this is just what I'm into, like I'm stuck with this person or whatever, you know, it's like a stuck energy up and in prison, almost bondage, almost energy. But I'm here to tell you that it doesn't completely have to be that way. But you can attract and draw to yourself different energies according to the way that you apply your imagination. You know what I'm saying? And so, with your moon being in the 7th house, relationships are of great importance for you. Your sun is also in the 12th house, you know what I'm saying, which indicates that just the collective consciousness and tapping in with, okay, so some people are meant to be alone. Like, their energies are better off in isolation or kept in a small circle. But I would say with you having that sun in Gemini, Venus, sun in Gemini being conjunct with your Venus, you're better off learning how to integrate with society and the unconscious collective, you know what I'm saying? So for a 12th house individual, that's not completely easy for the simple reason, but it's Gemini, that's why I would suggest that. It's not completely easy for the reason that the 12th house deals with the unconscious and the collective energies. And it's like you have this ability to feel everything unfiltered, you know what I'm saying? But I think I'll cut it there and I'll tap in with you some more. For sure, for sure. But I'll leave it off by saying that I would recommend like you pondering upon your ideas and your beliefs around relationships. This is 12th house energy, right? Your Venus is in 12th house alongside your moon. Alongside your sun. Your sun is conjunct your Venus. It's a 1 degree orb, meaning that the way that you perceive relationships and how you relate with others very, very impacts how that energy plays out. So this is a passive house, a feminine passive house. So if you do nothing to interject it, then the energies will likely play out negatively, where you may find yourself attracting and drawing people that may be sneaky, etc. So I would recommend you continuously affirming energies regarding relationships and partnerships, whether they're business or intimate, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like even with your child, I would recommend like, alright, hold on. What's up, baby? Nope, you can't be on the camera. But I think I'm gonna cut it short though, cause Aiden just came home. Alright, peace.